So you want to be a filmmaker? Well, if you do, you definitely came to the right place. No, I'm not a filmmaker yet, but I also have dreams of becoming one of those amazing people. But if you're just getting into this, there's something you gotta realize, and this is something that I've learned just from learning more things. But if you do want to be in it like me, then you gotta realize some things, and I'm gonna tell you what those things are. First of all, unless you're rich, which probably most of you are not, you're gonna need a lot of money for this. You're gonna see all this gear that's very expensive, and you're gonna want to acquire that. But something as a beginner filmmaker that you need to understand is that we can't all have that. So we gotta learn to work with what we have, and that's one of the main rules, is that you can't let money define what you can do. You gotta be able to work with what you have, and you gotta be able to still learn and gain experience even without things. And you gotta realize that there's more to filmmaking than just the equipment, and you can't let that hold you back. You gotta be able to learn and figure out how to tell a story before you even need equipment, honestly. Something that you gotta realize if you want to become a filmmaker is it's a ton of work. Literally, you can spend a whole entire day, even longer, recording 5 minutes of usable footage. You also have to deal with editing and just the different problems that you'll run into on set. I know this is a huge problem and makes more sense for very huge production, but this even is like this for people who are like you and me. If you're watching this, you might be like me, I don't know. Sometimes things just aren't gonna work, and it's gonna take a lot longer than you expect. Especially if you're editing and doing music and all this stuff by yourself because you do not have the connections yet. You have to be willing to put tons and tons of time into this. You also got to realize that there is no designated time for a break. If you want to be a filmmaker, you work on it all the time. You're reading, you're watching YouTube videos or other videos. There are tons of information on the internet, and you're just learning and reading books. You're just learning and learning and learning, even whenever you're not shooting and you're not in production. To become a good filmmaker, you got to be able to tell a story. It's an art, and to do that, you have to be able to figure out how to move the camera, and you got to know what different parts mean, and you got to be able to show what you can do with them. To become a filmmaker is more than just turning on a camera and recording a video. You got to figure out the way different shots make different people feel, and how movement and framing and lighting can completely change the tone and what you're going for in your film. So if you want to be a filmmaker, let's do it together. Let's work hard and let's do this. For tips and more little information I'll have coming up, go ahead and click that subscribe button below. I can go ahead and be your main source for all this information if you do wish to know. Leave a like, share with all your filmmaking pals, and let's get through this. It's Chainfilms.